Welcome back to the garden update. It is June 24th, 2025, and here is your few weeks later update. We had garlic in the self-watering beds, pulled that for the season, and now I transferred some of the strawberries in here. We have our tromboncino squash, and it has babies that I can't wait to eat. They are so good, creamy and sweet. The French rosemary is doing pretty good. Slow growing. Strawberry ground cherry. It's looking good. And then we have our sugar rush peach pepper. It is getting lots and lots of flowers. Lots and lots of flowers. So if you're new to the channel, this is my hydroponic garden that is gravity fed from a reservoir that feeds multiple zones, and each zone has a float valve that dictates the level of the nutrient solution in all of the buckets that run along the line, and then have an on and off switch for each bucket so I can service them without disrupting everything else. So this particular zone has 2, and then it runs over to here. So try not to make it too dizzy. But here's our chamomile. The chamomile and the sweet basil are not run on the system because they are heavy drinkers and they would just drink everything in my reservoir. The sweet basil is doing great. I keep capping it off and making tea every night. It's really good for a light sedative and a muscle relaxer. We have our Hawaiian giant poa berries, which is pretty cool because they are getting their first babies. They grow in lanterns and they taste like sweet tarts. You know what's also cool that you can't do with dirt is I can't look at their butts. So this is the butt. This is their roots. Isn't that really neat? We're gonna go a little fast because we have a lot to cover. We have a tropical sunset and I cannot believe how many flowers are on this baby. I mean, like, look at this. They are starting to already turn. They'll turn a yellow, orange, pink like a sunset. And they're sweet, low acid, little tangy, and delicious. Next up we have our big gems. These are my favorite peppers. They're big and sweet and a little hot. We're starting to get our little flowers here. Then we have our Willie Cates. Willie Cates I have not had before, so if you have had them before, let me know. Got these guys. Oops. I think they dried out a little bit too much. They're fuzzy, and they're starting to get their flowers now. Then we have our grand bell pepper. They grow in rainbows of colors. Starting to get our flowers on there next to our rainbow beefsteak. We like colors over here, I guess. Not planned. But these guys, I mean, gosh, these posts are over 8 feet tall. I think we're gonna reach it by the next video. Over here, we have our Roma tomatoes. They are very happy and they are starting to grow. This zone runs under here with all the other buckets. This is our horehound. I still don't know how to process it, so I'm probably not doing it any justice. So if you can help me out, that would be great. Then we have our round zucchini. And we're starting to get our babies on here. Baby zucchinis. I'm having to hand pollinate these guys because they're just dying. So we'll see. Next we have our cucumbers, and they're starting to grow. They're not climbing like I thought they would. Then we have some more Hawaiian giant poa berries. Kind of knocked them over so they look a little sad. Here I started some more beans in one of the self-watering buckets. Once they grow, I'll throw them into the hydroponics. We've got a disease going around for the bean plants. See, they're not looking so hot. These are my yard-long beans. This is my honey nut squash, but I don't know if this is going to work out, so we'll see. They're growing really slow. There's a lot of shade over here. Habanero pepper, Hawaiian giant poa berry. Now keep in mind, all of these were grown at the same exact time, so they're not as big as everything else because they're not getting as much sun. Ukraine purple. They're dramatic. They're always dramatic. Tromboncino squash, same plants as the one in the front, but not growing very well. We've got some sweet banana peppers. I think that one crossed with something, so we'll see. Again, not a lot of sun over here. Then we have some struggling rainbow beefsteaks. A whole bunch of feverfew. Really great for migraines, hot flashes, and fevers. Then we come over here, I moved the tender sweet orange watermelons over here because they get more sun. So we'll see how they do. Then we have random tomato plants. This is the overflow. I don't want to kill you, but that's 8 feet tall. Eek. Then we have our yellow squash, Concord grapes, loofah, more I feel bad for you tomatoes, jalapenos. We're starting to get our flowers. Got lots of flowers over here. Potato patch. Neighbor was throwing away some potatoes, so might as well plant them. And the self-watering potatoes. A lot of them have flowered, so we're gonna let them start to die. And these are the fun, like blue and purple ones. Sweet potatoes with oyas. Pear tree that is giving up on life, that I will never buy a tree from Costco again because it's done jack crap. Back here we have our hollyhocks. Aren't they pretty? So we have another reservoir. Running into a coral. Now here's our beans. This is what I was talking about. They're not looking so hot. I've got 2 beans. I'm gonna let them dry out so I can at least get some seeds off of this, but I have a feeling the plant's gonna die before it produces anything. And then we have some Kentucky Wonder Beans. They're doing okay, but they've caught whatever's next to them. Then we have yard-long pole beans. Something ran across this and snapped off a bunch of stuff, so I shoved them back in the water, but they're not feeling too good. But we still have plenty, as you can see. Again, this is over 8 feet tall. You want to take a bet on how long it'll take to reach it? Those are our large red sweet cherries. Over here we have some more tropical sunset. They're doing fantastic. Getting more flowers, not as many flowers as the one up front, but I'll take it as a win. We've got some dill in there. And then aromas are growing. Lots of aromas. Graham Bell mix is not doing so hot here. He's been isolated. See, he's on the line, but he's turned off, so he can't infect anybody. More woolly cakes. Got some flowers. And something ran through the giant, or these are strawberry ground cherries. See? Something ran and pulled the sticker off. And, yeah, something squished them. I'm hoping it's not like a raccoon. Blame it on the chickens next door. Then I moved the big gym pepper so they could get some more sun. Things aren't really happy back here. Rain kind of killed off the corn. Had to spray the crud out of these guys. They were covered in aphids. So it's just like the land of the death back here. But hand pollinated a few of those, so we'll see if they'll survive. Picked up some yellow squash. They're acclimating to being hydroponic instead of in the dirt. And then we have our first zucchini babies. So hopefully we get something from them. So that is all, my friends. Actually, let's go look at the pumpkin. So last year the pumpkin got big and then I got infested with stuff because I didn't have room and I was constantly moving it. So this year we have all of this real estate. We chopped out those bushes. So I figured, why not let the vine just go? I can scoot it over if I need to, but this is a jarred Dale blue pumpkin. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but it is very, very happy here. It gets a decent amount of sun in the morning, gets a little bit of shade from Edna, our tree. She's 1,000,000 feet high. And then in the afternoon, the sun comes around and we get plenty of sun. But what I discovered today is a baby. We have a baby pumpkin. So then I decided to scoot the watermelon out here. These are just the sugar babies, so they'll be little watermelon, and hopefully we have a tangle of vines with lots of surprises in the harvest. And I know it's not hydroponic, but I'll show you our grapes. This is the first year we've ever been able to grow grapes. It took 3 years of killing everything. There's some, but not a ton, so I'm hoping next year is better. And then this guy, there's 2 of them. The one on the right has decided that it does not want to grow any grapes. So if you can help educate me on why that's happening. They're the same age, they're different varieties, So I'm guessing I just have to wait. So thank you for joining me on the tour, and we'll see you in a few weeks. If you like this video, I really would appreciate subscriptions and likes, and share it with your friends.